very grateful that you made your way here despite the hurricane and the long weekend. It wasn't easy for me. So this talk is about zero-knowledge proofs for a class of computational problems in quantum computation called QMA. And let me thank my collaborators of this work from across the world. So I'd like to start off with a broad question. How does cryptography change in a quantum world? Well, first of all, bad guys can definitely use quantum computing power to attack existing systems. For example, factoring and anything based on it will be broken by quantum computers. And more recently, somewhat surprisingly, some lattice-based proposals, which people used to believe are quantum resistant, are actually broken. And I was lucky to be part of the contribution. But even if you assume we construct our systems using problems intractable for quantum computers, that's not enough. It is often overlooked that unique quantum attacks may appear, and your security analysis should take into account quantum attacks consciously. And this is often very tricky, and it leaves establishing quantum security of classical crypto constructions a very challenging business. But fortunately, trouble isn't the only thing that quantum brings into crypto. Like honest users can also take advantage of quantum power to design protocols that exchange or process quantum information. And this can sometimes extend what classical cryptography is capable of. For example, this information theoretically quantum protocol for key distribution, and this is impossible classically. And sometimes we may also want to have cryptographic tools for protecting quantum data, like encrypting your precious quantum information. Well, today the focus will be a central topic in modern cryptography: zero-knowledge proofs. This was introduced in this Turing Award-winning paper by co-author Mikhail and Rakov. And very basically, the zero-knowledge proof system is a protocol, usually interactive, where a prover wants to convince a verifier about a true statement. And the verifier should be convinced, but learn nothing more beyond that. And this should be the case even if the verifier turns malicious. And then the natural question would be, well, what problems have zero-knowledge proofs? 30 years ago, also at Fox, Gilrich, Mikhail, and Wiggerson showed that every problem in NP has a zero-knowledge proof system under a very mild computation assumption. And this is no doubt one of the most influential works in modern cryptography. And for lacking of a better phrase, I would just say that this notion of zero-knowledge and this result by GMW in particular, they're invaluable in modern cryptography. They inspired many research directions, and they've been crucial in many crypto applications. So allow me to say happy birthday to this result, and also to one of its great founders who just turned 60. All right, back to present. So in a world with the potential capability of quantum computation, we want to ask the same question again: what problems can be proven in zero knowledge, but quantumly? Well, there are multiple angles of this problem. First of all, the existing classical zero-knowledge proof system still remains secure against quantum attacks. And moreover, zero-knowledge proofs should entail more in the quantum setting. In particular, can we design zero-knowledge proofs for problems that are specifically concerning quantum computation, possibly using quantum protocols? So what can we say about this? Well, the security of classical zero-knowledge proof systems against quantum attacks has been and is still a big headache. So aside from updating the assumptions that are clearly broken, there's a more serious issue. So there's a central technique in analyzing classical zero-knowledge called rewinding, which seemed to fail completely until 2006, when Wirtz showed developed a special quantum rewinding technique and showed that the GMW protocol can be made quantum secure. And as a result, we have zero-knowledge proofs for NP that remain secure against quantum malicious verifiers. But I want to point out that this quantum rewinding technique works under very strict conditions, and it doesn't apply in many other places. So the quantum security of many classical crypto protocols is still, unclear. And how about zero-knowledge proofs for problems concerning quantum computation? Well, very little is known. And here comes our main result to fill that blank. So we showed that every problem in QMA, the quantum analog of NP, or MA more precisely, has a zero-knowledge proof system. So to say a little about QMA, these are problems that have a concise quantum witness that can be verified by an efficient quantum algorithm. And clearly NP and MA are contained in QMA. And what's more interesting is that this extra resource of quantum witness and quantum verification procedure does provide more power. There are problems that are in QMA but are not believed to be in the classical class NP or MA. So we show our result by constructing explicit protocols, and there are a few very nice properties about our construction. First of all, it has a very simple three-move structure, the typical commit, challenge, and respond framework. And all the communication in our protocol is classical except for the very first message. And we only need essentially the same computation assumption as in the original GMW protocol, but of course we need it to be true against quantum addresses. And moreover, which is probably the most important for cryptographic applications, the prover's algorithm in our protocol is efficient, so it's ready to be used as a subroutine in other constructions. So going to a little technical, we developed some new tools for quantum crypto and quantum complex theory along the way, which may be useful elsewhere. And the major two ones are, first, we propose a new complete problem for QMA. And as a consequence, which is kind of surprising, we are able to claim that the complexity class QMA doesn't change at all, even if we drastically restrict the power of the verification procedure. And some recent work came to similar conclusions, but the way we get it is much simpler, at least I think so. And I feel strongly that there are more implications yet to be discovered. And we also propose a mechanism for encoding quantum states, which provides very nice properties such as somewhat homomorphic. You can roughly operate on your encoded data as if you're playing with the original data. And it also provides perfect secrecy, just as the classical one-time pad. And in addition, it provides some kind of authentication so that certain dishonest behavior will be caught. So these properties separately are already interesting, but it's more exciting to have them all at once. So again, I believe in further applications of this encoding scheme. All right, so ready to see how our ZK protocol actually works? So where do we start? Well, as a cryptographer trained in the protocol security school of thought, I would figure, well, since we know how to do ZK for NP, and QMA is just a natural generalization of NP, can we reduce ZK for QMA to ZK for NP? This may still sound clueless, but it does seem possible to do ZK for NP based on ZK for NP. This may sound ridiculous, but bear with me. So let's imagine the following procedure. Say a prover encodes a valid witness under some homomorphic encryption scheme, and so that the verifier can homomorphically evaluate the verification procedure on the encrypted witness. And the result C prime is supposed to encode just the accept. And so far, Bob just sees a bunch of ciphertext and doesn't learn anything. And next, the prove and verify invoke the ZK protocol for NP statement, which is, if you decode C prime, you'll see accept. And by this time, the verifier is convinced and still learns nothing. So, this is, of course, redundant for NP, but it does seem promising to approach QMA. But, the challenge is, do we have the right tools in a quantum setting? So at least we need some encoding scheme so that we can apply the verification homomorphically on encoded data. But unfortunately, we didn't have them. And also, there's a flaw in this toy example. Remember, the verifier can be dishonest and evaluate some other circuits. For example, he would say, just compute the first base of the witness for me. And depending on accept or reject, he learns it. So we must, have some authentication mechanism to kind of detect these dishonest behaviors. And there is some trick in classical cryptography, but we'll see a more direct quantum solution. All right, let's go to the first tool we built, which is a encoding scheme for quantum states. And it's based on ideas from quantum error correcting and quantum authentication scheme. So it encodes some quantum states into more qubits on their classical key K. And we call this augmented trap scheme, and it gives us what we want. So first of all, we can apply a family of circuits called the Clifford circuit, and also the merriment operation transversely on the encoded data. So what this roughly means is that the following diagram commutes. So on the top, we have, we can apply some circuit from this family and measure and get to classical string M. And on the bottom, we start with the state, but encoded under some key K. And there's a corresponding circuit C hat we can apply and measure, which gives us M hat. And then depending on the circuit C and the key K, there's an efficient decoding procedure which can decode M hat to M. So in sum, this is somewhat homomorphic. And secondly, the encoding scheme is perfectly secret under a random case, just like the classical one-time pad. And moreover, the encoding provides authentication, which basically says, if you give me encoded data and we two agreed on what kind of operation we want to perform, then I better follow, because anything else I do, you will be able to detect. So as you can imagine, this will help us to fix the flaw mentioned earlier about detecting dishonest verifiers. So everything seems very nice so far, but life can never be perfect, right? So remember, we wanted to be able to evaluate the verification procedure of some QMA complete problem homomorphically on encoded data. But none of the verifications of existing QMA problems can be implemented by this family of circuits. Well, this brings us to our next tool, where we propose and prove a new QMA complete problem, which we call the local Clifford Hamiltonian problem, or LCH in short. So what's nice about this problem is that the verification can be implemented just using circuits from this family, this Clifford circuit family. Basically, you just need to pick randomly a small constant number of qubits in your witness, and you apply some Clifford circuit and measure, and that's it. So this means we can run the verification transversely or homomorphically on the encoded witness, and that's what we need. And for those who care about the specifics about this problem, this is a variant of the standard local Hamiltonian problem, but with the restriction that every Hamiltonian operator must be a projector that's induced by some Clifford circuit. And despite this restriction, we can still show this problem is QMA complete. All right, now that we have the tools ready, let's see how to put them together to construct our zero-knowledge particle for the local Clifford Hamiltonian problem. So as the toy example suggested earlier, the prover will encode the witness in our augmented trap encoding scheme and under some classical key k and commit to the key k. And the verifier will pick a random term j and apply hj on the encode data. And let's say the outcome is m hat j. Then the prover checks if m hat j indeed comes from honest applying hj on the encoded data. And if so, the prover will open the key bits kj associated with the term j. And next, they're going to invoke a zero-knowledge proof system for the following NP statements. Number A, the commitment in the first message and the open bits, they're consistent with each other. And number B, if we decode m hat j, we'll see a non-zero string, meaning there's no violation to the term hj. So notice that the particle does have the nice properties we mentioned earlier, simple structure, efficient prover, all but the first message is quantum. Sorry, all but the first message is classical. And the only computational assumption we need is that there is a classical commitment scheme that is hiding against quantum polytime addresses. So why does our particle work? Well, completeness is kind of clear, and soundness is also conceivable, although the proof is a little non-trivial. Let me just briefly justify the zero-knowledge property. So the key observation is that the encoding of the quantum witness plus committing to the key, this is kind of a hybrid encryption, so that everything is hiding from the addresses. Whatever the measurement the verifier doesn't learn anything. And once we leak the partial key kj, the malicious verifier still doesn't learn anything more. And in particular, the rest of the encoded witness is still secret from the verifier's point of view. All right, therefore, since the local Clifford Hamiltonian problem is QMA complete, we have zero-knowledge proofs for all QMA problems. So looking back at the timeline, so zero-knowledge in the quantum setting is progressing slowly, but we are catching up. And there are many other works that didn't show up here. And you may be wondering, are there alternative approaches to this problem? Well, for example, zero-knowledge for QMA can be viewed as a special task for two-party secure quantum computation. And there is a general solution for that. Can we adapt it to ZK? And also, it's known that QMA is contained in IP. And we do have zero-knowledge proofs for IP back to the 80s. And it's now known to be quantum secure. Can we make it so? And actually, can we just directly adapt the GMW particle to QMA? Well, I'm not going to go into the details. And these are all valid approaches, which I believe they work. But they are not as nice as our construction. They may not work for all QMA, or sometimes they need much stronger computation assumptions, and the run complexity may be worse. All right, let me wrap up. So we construct zero-knowledge proof systems for all QMA problems, and we developed some new tools along the way which may be useful elsewhere. Let me just finish with some open future directions. So first of all, can we further improve our zero-knowledge protocol, like for example, making it purely classical, or making it constant run with soundness error being negligible? And also, our protocol seems to suggest a notion of proof of quantum knowledge. Basically, it says, well, maybe we are able to say the following. If a prover ever convinced a verifier, we would essentially be able to extract a witness from the prover. And finally, I want to point out a potential application in intactly verifying quantum computers by a classical computer, so that someday if someone pops up and say, "I have a quantum computer," we may be able to tell if it's true by our classical computers. All right, I'll stop here, and I'm happy to take any questions. Thank you. Uh-huh. I think that is a solution for ZK for QMA. But I mean, I didn't check their protocol very carefully, like the exact statements of what kind of, you know, what kind of quantum computation their protocol allows, But even if that works, which I believe so, it requires much stronger computation assumption. At least you need something from, uh, you know, the cryptomania. You will need, say, dense crypto. And also the round complexity of that approach would depend on uh, the circuit size of the verification procedure. So it may not be, it may not be able to, you may not be able to compress it into like constant round.